For the past 2 years, it's been our pleasure to welcome you to the residence of the U.S. Ambassador. But tonight, and from now on, it is our honor to welcome you to Casa Carlucci.
Mary and I have been in country for 2 years now, and it didn't take long before we realized together the true historic significance of this house. We are very, very excited about the recognition it is receiving tonight. The official residence of the U.S. Ambassador to Portugal is a stately mansion built in 1878 by the Count of Oliveira, who lived here until the early 1920s.
The mansion is well situated in the Lapa area, a part of Lisbon which was initially inhabited by a seafaring population. Lapa later became known as a residential area for British expatriates, and today is a favorite choice for diplomatic missions and Portuguese families.
We are naming the U.S. Ambassador's residence as Casa Carlucci in remembrance of former U.S. Ambassador Frank Carlucci and in honor of his significant contributions to the strong U.S.-Portugal relationship. During his assignment to Lisbon, Ambassador Carlucci played an important role in support of the Portuguese transition to democracy, a legacy that we seek to ensure is remembered for generations to come. The strong U.S.-Portugal relationship has been forged by people like Mario Soares and Frank Carlucci, who work side by side to promote democracy and the transatlantic relationship. We hope that Casa Carlucci will continue to serve as a platform for dialogue between the United States and Portugal and a place where our democracies are celebrated. Ambassador Carlucci was appointed to Portugal during former Secretary of State Henry Kissinger's tenure.
We were both extremely interested and concerned about the consequences of the revolution in Portugal. Frank thought that being on the spot and knowing the situation, he was entitled to try his approach first. Frank deserves the credit because his proposals were better suited to Portuguese psychology and Portuguese conditions. Frank was an advocate of working within Portugal with groups that were sympathetic to the United States, but also understood that Portugal had its own history, and he convinced me that that was the better approach. And I'm very proud to have had him as somebody who technically worked for me, but made us all look better by being strong enough and thoughtful enough to persist on his course. That's why I'm so delighted that this honor is being given to him in Portugal and at the American Embassy, where he served with such enormous distinction.
There's been nobody like Frank Carlucci in the history of the United States, especially for everything that he did with Portugal and his time there. It was a very difficult time. And I want to thank Ambassador Glass for taking it upon himself and the United States government to name the house Casa Carlucci. It's a fitting tribute to a man and a family that really deserves the thanks of the United States of America and our allies in Portugal.
As all of you know, this is the Crow's Nest. This is the spot Mario Soares and Frank Carlucci spent countless hours working together, fighting for the democracy of Portugal. If I can, a reunion was done a number of years ago. And there's a picture of Frank and Mario talking here in the room, but a plaque was made at that time. And the plaque says, "The Crow's Nest. During the turbulent times of 1975 and 1976, U.S. Ambassador Frank Carlucci and Mario Soares spent countless hours in this room advancing the cause of democracy and human rights for the people of Portugal." And it couldn't have been said